All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today, I want to talk about the Denver Nuggets. Now, I think the Denver Nuggets are one of the most low-key teams in the entire NBA. And, there's a whole bunch of different reasons that go into it. I mean, first off, relatively small market, but they're missing Michael Porter Jr., they're missing Jamal Murray. I mean, they're missing a bunch more players at this current moment, important pieces like Will Barton. He'll be back from an illness, I believe, tomorrow night. But, the Denver Nuggets, it's just they're so fun to watch. And they're so dominant that it's almost like they're not even trying at some points. Like last night, Nikola Jokic, keep in mind, the Wizards did come back there at the end of the game in the fourth quarter there. And, they almost had a comeback victory. But Denver last night, they had a 33-point lead at one point. And, I mean, Nikola Jokic, what did he go? 28, 19, and 9. I mean, this man wasn't even trying out there. Like, I swear to you, he was not even trying out there. Like, to the degree that we know Nikola Jokic can play at. And I'm thinking to myself today, I'm like, man, if the Denver Nuggets were fully healthy, or if they at least had one of Jamal Murray or Michael Porter Jr., they would be getting talked about a little bit more. But I think teams and the NBA media are just writing them off because they're missing Michael Porter Jr. and they're missing Jamal Murray. Nikola Jokic is he was the best basketball player last year. He's one of the most dominant players, one of the most dominant big men I've ever seen in my entire life. This guy, it's so effortlessly sometimes that it's just, you don't even know, like sometimes you don't even realize what he's truly capable of, because it'll be nights like last night where he's just toying with the Washington Wizards. He's toying with them. So welcome back to the channel, guys. If you enjoy this video, you like daily NBA content, you like Denver Nuggets content, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Trying to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. If you guys want more Nuggets content, go ahead, drop a comment down below. I made one a couple of days ago, got received very well, and then they got a nice win at home against the Washington Wizards last night. So they're streaking in their own way right now. But if you guys wouldn't mind hitting that like button, try and get this video to 100 likes. It just really helps out. Every new like, every comment, every new subscriber, it really helps out the algorithm. And, like I said, we're trying to hit 10K, and it's actually somehow looking doable. So Denver Nuggets, thank you guys for all the love on the last video. Be sure to hit that like button if you guys want more. One of the things that I'm realizing with this Denver Nuggets team is all around, I mean, it's next man up, but it's just all around. I mean, they're well coached, they have good defense, they have good offense. They're 14-13 right now, and like I said, they're on a little bit of a streak. I don't think you can write them off. I think that should be pretty obvious. You can't write them off this season. I mean, I think teams are genuinely worried when they have to play Nikola Jokic. And I don't think teams are quite, like I said, like you just kind of assume that, like, okay, this team is without Jamal Murray and they're without Michael Porter Jr. So they're without their second and third best players. Well, let's write them off, right? Let's get off to an early start, right? Let's play good defense, let's play good offense. Let's get off to a hot start in the first quarter. Let's maintain it into halftime. We'll come out of halftime. We'll get a good couple 6 minutes in, and then we'll run with the bench the rest of the game. I mean, it's the furthest thing from that. And if there's one thing this year in the NBA, there is nothing for certain. I mean, there is absolutely nothing for certain. Same thing as last year. I mean, it's kind of the same thing every single year, but recently, with LeBron James, with big threes, it's been a little bit harder to get to the NBA Finals. If you are LeBron's in year 19 right now, so, prior to this year, prior to last year, I mean, realistically, if you were in LeBron James's conference, unless you were on his team, chances you get to the NBA Finals are pretty low. Last year, the Milwaukee Bucks took down the Phoenix Suns, and I don't think a single soul expected that. So you cannot write off the Denver Nuggets, and they have one of the best young groups in the NBA right now. I mean, first off, I'm watching last night's game, Zeke Naji. I'm watching last night's game, and first off, I mean, the first quarter is just flawless. I mean, I'm literally watching the game. It's like I couldn't sleep last night, so I'm like, let's watch the whole Denver Nuggets game. It's like 2 a.m. I had a presentation tonight. I'm like, let's just watch the whole Denver Nuggets game. And the thing is, first off, League Pass, I don't know why the hell they don't condense it for you automatically. You have to skip through commercials, but neither here nor there. I'm watching last night's game, and I'm watching guys like Zeke Naji. I'm even watching guys like Bones Highland, but it goes deeper than that. It's guys like Jeff Green, like Facu. It's everybody on the court, Monty Morris. I'm watching these games, and I'm like, at halftime, I decided to check the box score because I'm like, obviously you have Nikola Jokic just completely dominating on the basketball game, but I'm like, what else is there? Right? Like what else are we looking at statistically? I'm a big statistical analytical guy, and I'm like, I need to know who's trending right now. And while I'm watching last night's game, especially in the first quarter, I'm looking at like Zeke Naji, and I'm really liking the cuts he's making. I'm liking the defense he's playing. I'm just liking his overall knowledge of the basketball game. He's usually in the right place at the right time. I'm loving him in the pick and roll. He can obviously drain a 3-ball. But what I really do like is, because he's shooting, 57% from downtown right now. He's a really solid pick and roll player. I mean, it's going to take him a couple of years, but I really like his potential in the pick and roll game. A lot has to do with the fact that he's shooting 57% from downtown. But when he's aggressive, I mean, he is dominant. He's an explosive type of player, and I'm watching last night's game, and I'm thinking Zeke Naji probably has a nice stat line going. I checked the box score at halftime. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, I think he had 2 points. I'm like, there's no way. What I'm trying to get at here is there's no player outside of Nikola Jokic that is dominating on a night in to night out basis. So if you don't watch the Denver Nuggets, or if you're a Denver Nuggets fan, you'd probably agree with this. And, Nikola Jokic is the bread and butter. He's the glue man. But he makes everybody around him better. But it's not even just that. Because obviously when you're on the same court as Nikola Jokic, you saw it with the first play of the game, or the first bucket of the game last night. I mean, Aaron Gordon got a nice little cut to the rim. Nikola Jokic, that's an easy find for him. I mean, he doesn't even have to try to make that pass. They play such good team basketball, even when Nikola is out, which is that's something that is a huge emphasis on this year, as it is with teams like Steph Curry. When you have like an MVP type player, you need to make sure that your bench is capable of maintaining that lead that you have. And the Nuggets roster, the Nuggets bench has been shaky at times, but just as a unit, I love what they have. Like, I absolutely love what they have. And once you have Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray return to this roster, they're going to be even more deeper. I mean, they're just going to be even more deeper. And like I said, it's even guys like Monty Morris. It's even guys like Jeff Green who are making not huge statistical impacts on a night in to night out basis, but these guys are huge to the success of this basketball team. I mean, you really need everybody on their best behavior, on their best game when you're without your second and third best players on your team. And shout out to Nikola Jokic. He's a hell of a leader. He's a hell of a competitor. But he's really just kind of the guy who is orchestrating all of this, and he's leading by example. He's a great player. He's a hell of a player, and he's in the MVP race again right now. So that's it for today, guys. If you want more Denver Nuggets videos, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Once again, let's try and get this video to 100 likes. And, let's go Nuggets. That's all I got.